They called him a saint, a man of peace, a humble voice in a world of noise. But behind the grand marble pillars of Vatican City, beneath the golden robes, sacred chants and papal blessings, lies a truth that no one dared whisper aloud. Who is Pope Leo XIV, really? And why has the Vatican worked so relentlessly to keep his past buried? Today, we unravel the silence. We dive deep into his early life, mysterious disappearances, powerful connections, and strange events that shaped a man the world would one day call Holy Father. This is the story the Church never wanted you to hear. He was born as Giovanni Maria Ferretti in a modest town on the southern edge of Naples. That's the official story. The one printed in the Catholic press, repeated in Sunday homilies and printed in papal biographies. But when we looked deeper, the cracks began to show. Public records say he was born in January, but his birth was not registered until April. In deeply Catholic Italy, this is almost unthinkable. Infants are typically baptized within days, especially in poor communities where God's grace is seen as a shield from infant mortality. Even stranger, his baptismal certificate lists his godfather only as noble benefactor, identity withheld. Why? Some Vatican insiders quietly speculate that Giovanni was not the son of a poor craftsman as claimed, but rather the hidden heir of a disgraced royal line, possibly even connected to the Habsburg or Bourbon dynasties. If true, it would mean he was not born for the priesthood, but for power. His entrance into the world would have been cloaked in scandal, possibly the result of a forbidden liaison. And so the infant was hidden in plain sight, raised not in grandeur, but under surveillance, groomed not by his parents, but by guardians, of an ancient plan. But the real mystery begins during his teenage years. Between the ages of 14 and 19, Giovanni Ferretti effectively vanished from all public record. No school documents, no civic registration, no parish entries. His entire life goes dark. Then at the age of 20, he reappears in Rome as a novice at the Collegio Romano, the most elite Jesuit seminary in the country. What happened during those missing years? An anonymous former seminary classmate told us something chilling. Giovanni was different, he said. He would speak Latin better than the professors. He debated canon law like a bishop, but what scared us most was the way he looked at people, like he already knew what you were hiding. According to this source, Ferretti always carried a small silver box wrapped in black cloth, which he never allowed out of his sight. What was in it? No one knows. Some believe Giovanni spent those missing years in Syria, in a remote monastic compound that has no name, referenced only in whispers among those who study Catholic mysticism. Others believe he was brought into the confidence of a secret group within the Vatican, a silent order that doesn't appear in any official records, yet influences global events behind the scenes. It is believed this group, rumored to include powerful bishops, military chaplains, and wealthy patrons, identified Giovanni as a child of destiny, someone to be molded, controlled, eventually elevated. Years later, a journalist named Chiara Bellini became obsessed with Ferretti. At the time, he was just a bishop, known for his unshakable calm and cryptic sermons. Bellini began uncovering strange connections. In one photo, Ferretti was seen at a private estate in Argentina, speaking to a group connected with Operation Condor, a Cold War-era program linked to military regimes, the CIA, and even the Vatican's own intelligence wing. Just weeks after her article raised questions about Ferretti's travels and affiliations, Bellini was found unresponsive in her apartment. The scene was odd, clean, untouched. Police ruled it a suicide attempt, but her family insists she had received multiple threats. She was silenced, and so was her investigation. Then came the Black Files. In 2013, a high-level Vatican memo was leaked anonymously to an independent Catholic watchdog group. It was a list of priests and bishops being evaluated for strategic elevation. Giovanni Maria Ferretti's name appeared next to a red star marked with one cryptic phrase, Instrumentum, Passis will obey, has leverage. What leverage? What secret allowed him to ascend so quickly, just 2 years before his shocking election as Pope? Shortly after he assumed the papacy as Leo XIV, something happened that left even seasoned Vatican observers shaken. Without any public announcement, he ordered a private excavation beneath St. Peter's Basilica, an area previously sealed off for centuries. Only a few trusted scholars and hand-picked guards were allowed entry. Whatever they found remains hidden from the public, but one guard who later left the Swiss Guard told us under condition of anonymity something in that chamber scared him. "I've never seen a man of God look so broken. After that night the Pope changed. He no longer dined with cardinals. He slept in a different wing of the Apostolic Palace. He began writing long letters to no one." According to the same source, the Pope saw something carved into the stone wall of that hidden room, a name violently scratched out beside a blood-red cross and a Latin warning, "Non omnis moriar." "I shall not wholly die." Some say it was the burial place of a suppressed heretical pope from centuries ago. Others say it was a vault containing forbidden texts, writings that challenged the Church's version of history, possibly dating back to the Council of Nicaea. And then there's the Jesuit connection. While Pope Leo XIV is not officially a Jesuit, he trained among them. He was close to several controversial Jesuits who were later expelled for their radical views. Many believe Leo maintains a private circle of former Jesuit operatives acting as unofficial advisors. They are not listed anywhere in the Vatican hierarchy, yet they seem to exert quiet influence over foreign policy, internal investigations, and even financial audits. This group is known only by a whispered name, the Custodes, Latin for the Guardians. Their motto, it is said, is never written, only spoken. Truth is not revealed, it is permitted. In 2021, a deeply strange event took place that only added to the legend. One late evening, Vatican alarms were triggered in the papal apartments. Guards rushed in and found Pope Leo XIV alone, awake and visibly shaken. Witnesses say he was repeatedly whispering the same Latin phrase, "Adversarius venit in nocte." The adversary comes at night. The Pope later claimed it was simply a nightmare, but sources within the Curia say he had just finished reading a letter delivered by hand, written by a dying exorcist, a man who had served under John Paul II and claimed to have knowledge of a rising spiritual threat within the Church. The priest had written, "The enemy is already among you, closer than you think, wearing a mask of piety." That same week, 3 senior cardinals were quietly reassigned. One retired without explanation, another left Rome completely, moving to an isolated monastery in the Alps. A third suffered a mysterious fall down marble steps just days later. Was this coincidence, or was something larger underway? After the apartment incident, Pope Leo XIV did not leave the Vatican for 6 months. All public appearances were cancelled, all foreign trips postponed. He was seen only from a balcony, distant, pale, and visibly thinner. To this day, there are whispers of what really happened. Some say the Pope received confirmation that a long-rumored prophecy, sealed in the secret archives of Fatima, is beginning to unfold. Others believe he was warned that someone very close to him is part of a hidden cult seeking to overthrow traditional Catholicism from within. Whatever the truth is, it is clear that Pope Leo XIV is no ordinary pope. His past is shrouded in omissions, inconsistencies, and vanished records. His rise to power is paved with whispers and shadows, and his time in the Vatican is marked by strange disappearances, sealed doors, and quiet panic among the elite.